Hello, Blizzard fans! This is FalconPaladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between Ender, GFA, and Vampy and Rengen on Moonlight Madness, the latter edition. I'm really glad that Blizzard chose to show the names in Archon mode up here, but apparently they have not fixed the same color bug yet. Alright, I'll do my best. In the top right of Moonlight Madness, the latter edition, we have the red Protoss player. It is Team Vampy and Rengen, both from Team Ascension. And in the bottom left of Moonlight Madness, we have the red Terran player. It is Ender and GFA. Now, I don't know, I guess they only do the first 4 letters, but man, how much easier it would have been just to do an extra R there, so it's Ender instead of ND, but whatever, I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. This was played on the latest patch of Legacy of the Void, so you'll notice there's no Chrono Boost available to our Protoss players, and no mules available to our Terran players here. So right here, upgrades command center to an orbital command, scanner, sweep, and call down extra supplies, but no mules. Now, if you watch my recent balance patch preview post, or I guess it was commentary on the post that Blizzard put out, they're planning on bringing back that particular function, the mules, the chrono boost, and I guess the injection's going to be buffed a little bit for Zerg. So this is going to be a little blip in the history of StarCraft 2, where back in the beta, remember that? Remember when there weren't any mules and there was no chrono boost at all? And that was so crazy. Ha ha ha. We'll be able to tell stories to our kids in 2046 about that. Either way, we are getting an early expansion here for the Terran player. Meanwhile, we're kind of one-basing it right now for Vampy and Rengen. And so I'm not sure exactly what their plan is. Usually Protoss goes ahead and does want to take a second Nexus, because 2-basing Protoss is kind of the strength of what they do, but if they allow the Terran player to get this up without really challenging it, they could be in for a lot of hurt here. So we'll see what happens. We are getting a second barracks here just for that defense. Are we just going to go bio against our Protoss opponent is going to be the question here from Ender. We'll just call him Ender and Vampy at this point. I think second gas now comes up for Vampy, gets a surround on that SCV and does manage to kill it, tries to mineral walk its way out but can't quite do it. We are getting Adepts, we are getting Warp Gate Research, which look how long it takes here and you can't boost it. 16, 17, 18, just feels like an eternity to Protoss players, I'm sure. So here comes a Zealot actually coming out first, passing the probe saying hello. And then there's a Marine. Depending on how good the micro is with this Marine, you can actually kill that Zealot. It's difficult though. I mean, you'll notice every time he stops to shoot, he does get a little bit closer. And I think he started out a little bit too far away to really make that work. So here we go, but 2 Marines. There we go. 2 Marines does this very well. You just run the first Marine around, use the second Marine to kill stuff, get SCVs out of there, run SCVs, run. There we go. Excellent play. Chasing that Zealot out. Did get a single SCV kill, which is probably all it really needed. And here come 2 Adepts though. Immediately 2-shotting, 1-shotting that already weakened Marine. Another one dies, another Marine going down. This one base pressure is pretty good. We did get the Zealot, which is pretty nice, but trying to get us around here on these Adepts with the SCVs while shooting them from behind this wall with the Marine. Can we actually do anything here? No, Adepts are way too tanky. They kill every single one of these SCVs. Another one gonna die as well, forcing the command center to lift off. And yeah, this little bit of pressure really paid off here for Team Protoss. They can't kill buildings worth anything whatsoever. They're going to sit back here and just be annoying, but that's about it. Marines can, I think, outrange them a little bit, but here comes a Stalker. Stalkers do a lot better about killing buildings. Another Stalker coming on out. This is a good build here by Vampy. Just some quick Adept pressure, bringing some Stalkers to follow up. And then in the end, you can get up here and really cause your Terran player a lot of grief. So excellently well done. The second Stalker shows up. I really don't know what Terran's going to be able to do to hold this off. Pulling all the SCVs off the line, getting us around, killing that first Adept. That was nice. That was good. Lost an SCV in the process, though. Trying to do this again. Get the SCVs in. Focus down the Adepts. Now our Marauder's out. That's very nice. Marauder not going to take that extra damage from the Adept. Going to do very well against the Stalkers as well. Need some more of those. Here, a Sonic Transfer comes on up. I think we're going to use that to scout, maybe draw some people away from the front door. Cancels it, so the Adept is still back there on the low ground. We're looking for something to shoot. Getting a full surround with the SCVs. Again, another Marauder pops out, and we get the Adept. Are we going to shoot it down? One more shot. Yes, we do manage to get that there. There are 2 Stalkers versus 2 Marines. Now there was a Marauder, but it's dead. There we go. One of the Stalkers is dead. Forward pylon being thrown down, and this pylon will take 16 seconds to actually warp in reinforcements for Team Protoss here. So keep that in mind as we kind of zoom out to take a look at this battle from a bigger perspective, again, getting that next Stalker was excellent. Getting Marauders here is the choice. Oh, and a Widow Mine. That's excellent. Widow Mine going to go ahead and go off. Ooh, it was a little bit of some friendly fire there, but it did get the probe, I guess. So excellent choice there by Vampy, sending that probe up there first. Again, just trying to snipe down these Adepts. There are enough Marines and Marauders, I think, here maybe to handle it. Not quite sure on the timer on that Widow Mine. Another one burrows on at the front of that ramp, and I think we're going to be okay. But meanwhile, the second base has come up here for Vampy Worm. Ender has actually managed to move this command center over here, so a hidden second base. Look how long these take to warp in. Tell me that's not the slowest warping you've ever seen in your entire life. Warp Prism, not Warp Prism. Widow Mine hits another Adept here, another shot. Oh, wow. The 3 Widow Mines going to town on those Adepts. 4 kills on this one. This is the hero. Widow Mine. Oh no, a warp in here, though. Using the Warp Kick technology with a Warp Prism to get Adepts here into the back door. Oh, the Terran player thought they were safe. They had the Widow Mines here, and then they were not safe whatsoever. These Adepts are trying to kill as many workers as they can. Trying to get a surround on those guys, though. That's going to be the question. Can that work or not? And no, not really. I mean, if you look... Oh, look at all these Adepts. 3 more coming in. Did get hit by a Widow Mine, though. However, small group of bio here trying to burn these guys down. Continually making Marines and Marauders. The mining is pretty much non-existent right now for Team Terran, which is just bad news for Ender. Trying to get around the edge, but I feel like maybe we have enough Marines and Marauders to do this. I don't know. Need to kill that one before the sonic transfer happens. Not going to happen. Going to chase it around. Just this. Ooh, Widow Mine hit. Takes down both of those Adepts. This guy is left. Another Widow Mine hit. Widow Mine hits everywhere. Actually doing a great job against these Adepts. I mean, right now it's 14 to 42 Harvesters, so definitely the Terran player is in a terrible position, but the Widow Mines have 1 kill there, 1 kill there, 1 kill there. Okay, so maybe not as great as I thought. This guy does have 4. I think he still has 4 from previous. I think he got moved from up here, but either way, gotta keep making SCVs so hard. Warping in more Adepts, though, using this Warp Prism to warp in everywhere. Warp Prism still have that 2 seconds, so that's nice. And there we go. Gonna try to lock down this base with a single Zealot while sending the Adepts up this ramp right on top of those Widow Mines. Can they see? Where's the Observer? Oh, there it is. Observer's up here. So that's exactly right. So holding this line, though, are some Marauders and some Marines. Sonic Transfer being used to get on up into the main base and force the response from the Terran player. And there is a Widow Mine, though. Boosh. Big hit. Almost killing one of them there. It does get sniped down by the Marines. More and more reinforcements coming in. Long distance mining going to try to take a 3rd base as well. The Protoss player is just doing so well with these Adepts. I don't know if I agree with the choice by Blizzard to make Adepts more viable, considering how effective they've really been in a couple of the games that I've cast recently, because look at this. It's pretty much non-stop Adept action with a couple Stalkers and maybe a Zealot or 2 kind of mixed in there. And the Terran player is down to 10 Harvesters. 10 total at a 68 to 30 supply. Good stutter step back there, trying to take out that Zealot. Excellent choice here. Is this enough to get those 2 Adepts is going to be the question. Sonic Transfer again forces everybody away from the action while these guys come in to start killing workers. It's a brilliant play. Really, Sonic Transfer is just incredible to watch in the hands of a skilled player. And Vampy Worm here, he did recently hit Grandmaster in Legacy of the Void, so he's very proud of that. So you'll notice his micro, the macro are just excellent, which is why we are watching this cast today. There comes our first Disruptor popping on out of the Protoss space with an Immortal as well. Hey, look, they fixed the model. It's actually an Immortal. Look how cool this guy is. Yeah, I'm going to kill some stuff, he says. Either way, what's going on back here? Just more Adept harass all day, every day. Taking down that Observer was a nice pickup. So now they can't dodge or try to actually kill these Widow Mines. Be very careful, Adept. There are Widow Mines everywhere over here. Not quite in range of that one. This one's going to finish it off, I think. Yep. Adept ends up dead. So Terran is fairly safe right now. I don't think there are any Protoss units on this side of the map. Everybody's back here, but guess what? Here come 2 Disruptors. Did that get spotted? I don't know if the Terran player saw that or if that ping was from the other team, because they're both red, which is kind of confusing, but when they're different races, it's a little bit better. So swinging on in here is this Warp Prism full of 2 Disruptors, which are now more like Reavers. The Disruptor itself kind of shoots out a baby Disruptor that lasts for 9 seconds and can be microed and then hits everything around it for splash damage of like 150. So this, ooh, here we go. This is actually Planetary Fortress. Are we going to get all these units? No! Actually, the planetary and the bio able to kill the Disruptor before the baby Disruptor goes off. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Huh, so the DPS actually worked out fairly well for the Terran player. There's a tank here. Don't land here. Don't land here. There's a tank. There we go. Smart. Scouting things out. Widowmine, though. Oh, no. Widowmine shot takes out the Warp Prism containing the Disruptor. All right. Terran might... I was going to say, Terran might be able to get back into the swing of things here, but you know what? No, it's 3 bases to 2 right now. It is 60 to 15 harvesters, 98 to 40 total supply. Here comes a big push, a big push with Adepts and an Immortal and a Disruptor, just for good measure. Going to try to deal with this small amount of bio and a single Widowmine. Are we bringing an Observer is the question. Observer on the map, because you don't want to die to those Widowmines again. I'm not sure if it really matters. This army is fairly big for this stage of the game, considering everything that's happened. There's a siege tank on the high ground, though, which the Protoss player knows about. So, I mean, walking inside the range of that siege tank really seems like a bad idea. Oh, look at them skirting that edge. Just around the outside. And there we go. Very, very careful to get on here in this space. Make sure there's nothing popping up there. They don't want a third base coming out from the Terran player. That can be very, very scary indeed. But here come the Zealots. Are we going to try to break this front door with no detection? I mean, we do have a lot of units. That's very, very true. There are a heck of a lot of units right here for Protoss. And there's an Observer on the field. It's coming. I think we're waiting for the Observer to get here before we actually begin the full attack. Where's that Observer go? Here it is. So he'll get here eventually. Actually trying to go for it now. So the tank is here. Widowmine shots are here. Widowmine taking out a lot of stuff. A few Marines at the top of the ramp here, but not that much. The tank having a pretty good day, but finally getting focused down by the Stalkers, ending up dead. Coming in here again, Disruptor shot. Misses this Widowmine entirely, but everything is going to die here for the Terran player. I don't think there's anything that can stop this whatsoever. Widowmine trying to burrow, but guess what? Observer's here. Good luck with that. Does get a shot off. There is a tank. And Vampy Worm calls out the offensive GG. Ender says GG. And are we actually going to leave the game here or not? GFA has left the game. Ender has not. Disruptor shot once again, killing 4 or so workers there. GFA, like I said, has left. Ender is still in this to the bitter end, though. Holding on to this planetary fortress, hoping he can hold out. But no, it's 140 to 25 supply. This orbital ends up dead. All these SCVs die. Are they 2 going to escape? Maybe 1 escapes? Yes, 1 does escape to the relative safety of the planetary fortress, but here comes everybody, and they're going to focus it down, especially with the Immortal doing extra damage here. Nobody even repairing the planetary fortress at all for Ender. That ends up dead. All these SCVs have nowhere to run to. They get massacred by the stutter-stepping Protoss Death Ball of Death. Missile turret dies at the same time. Ender basically saying, you know what? I'm going to make you kill every building that I have, which is not maybe the best look for the Terran player, but yeah, you're being revealed. All that you have left are these things, so don't worry about it. Widowmine's here. It's not even burrowed at this point. I'm not sure what Ender's doing. Kind of moving around the camera, hanging out, looking at the buildings that he has left, losing the Widowmine. Here comes the army. And yeah, he's just checking out exactly what he has left as we're on the Ender cam here. Disruptor comes in to try to take down those supply depots. That's it. Ender no longer has any forces. Ender GFA are defeated. Vampy Worm and Rengen are victorious. So, alright, interesting little Archon mode match there. Again, the 1 basing attacks with the Adepts were a really good choice here by Vampy. They did so much damage early on and just kept it up with the Warp Prism, and then following up with Immortals and Stalkers, and just kept the pressure on the Terran player. They didn't really have anywhere to go, and that was it. So this has been FalconPaladin with yet another daily Blizzard upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you heard and what you saw today. You can also catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.